Michael. Somebody just asked me, well, actually, they made a comment. What are we doing? There's no homelessness here in Waupaca.
Yeah, it's a very common misconception that we face in this area, and I think in all rural Wisconsin, that homelessness is contained and confined to the bigger cities, that it's not something that we experience here. But the reality is that it manifests itself in different ways. We see different signs than what you would see in the big city, where there's panhandling and people literally sleeping on the streets and on benches. Where that's illegal here, they need to find other ways to find shelter. So maybe you can explain just a little bit about some of what those ways are and some of what they are, how that manifests in rural Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's incredible how many people come in that are saying they've been sleeping in a tent out in the woods, hidden someplace so nobody finds them, but now their toothpaste is freezing, and so they have to find someplace else to stay, or probably even more common than that is cars. I don't know how many people have come in, whole families, been sleeping in their car and just asking for if they could take a shower.
And I heard it said that obviously they can't stay in parks. The closest place that they can stay here, I believe, is in the Walmart parking lot in New London. But they have had to learn tricks and things in order to avoid being ticketed for sleeping in their cars. What was kind of, I think you had brought up about a soda can once that they do something with?
Yeah, I was talking to one of the policemen, and they said that oftentimes when they're parked in a parking lot, they'll put their soda can up on the dashboard so that if the police come and knock on the window and ask them what they're doing, and they'll just say, oh, I just stopped to drink my soda because I thought it was safer than driving.
Yeah, and I think that highlights just how much they need to stay hidden in order to keep from getting ticketed, to keep from getting arrested, and I mean it's one of the few things that it's illegal to be homeless basically, and yet at some point they've moved out of that place where they're in control of that. So their surroundings have made it illegal for them to survive.
Yeah, they're really in survival mode. It's a mode of just trying to get by. And what happens over and over, from what I hear from them, is that one of their biggest efforts is to try to keep hidden. And so it's really a hidden face of homelessness. People living in buildings, but they have to sneak in at night when nobody is there and sees them, or and I told, someone said to me, there's no homelessness, and I said, well, just next time you drive downtown, keep your eyes open for people that are carrying large quantities of things, or notice the person that's sitting next to a building or on a bench, and you'll start opening your eyes to the fact that there is homelessness here in central Wisconsin.
And just from last year's experience, how many people did we have that utilized the shelter, and how many nights did that add up to be over the last year?
Mm-hmm. Last season, 53 people used our shelter, and we had a lot of people that came in and didn't want to stay for whatever reason because they were nervous. During that time, we had 1,134 lodging moments where people actually stayed overnight, and that's a lot of time. I remember one story, one couple that came in, and he really wanted to stay at the center because it was very, very cold. They were living in their car. It was well below freezing, and it wasn't safe anymore. But his girlfriend or wife had severe anxiety issues, and she was refusing to come into the center. And I just felt so bad. I tried to encourage her. I showed her around. It was just mental illness is another issue that keeps people in a homeless situation.
And so for us, I think the biggest thing that we can then point to is, we need we need a way to provide shelter for them, which obviously takes funding. There's a lot of little things that go into it: paper and just socks and sheets and
Mattresses,
just all
yeah.
of these things that go into that. So what we've done as an organization is built a website and also built a Amazon wish list. So all those things that we're very much in need of, they can just scroll right through the Amazon wish list, pick what they would like to donate. They will get drop shipped directly to us. And so the best way to get there is www.fflwapaka.com/give, and on that page there is a link where you can give directly via PayPal. We encourage monthly recurring donations, and also there is the link to the Amazon wish list, which will keep highlighting the things that we need most in the shelter.
And of course, to find out more information, you can go to fflwapaka.org.
Yes.
And that has a bunch of information. And we also have a Facebook page.
Yep. It's going to be facebook.com /FFL That's where we're at on Facebook. And we are excited to continue to go through this mini-series about homelessness in rural Wisconsin.